In the quiet village of Omu, there lived a girl named Nnedi. Her neck was longer than anyone had ever seen, stretching tall like the stalk of a plantain tree. The children laughed, the elders whispered, and her beauty was often hidden behind their cruel jokes. Nnedi's mother, Mama Ifeoma, told her every night, the spirits never make mistakes. But even those words could not stop the sting of mockery. Nnedi would walk to the stream alone, hoping her reflection would change. Yet, in the calm water, her neck gleamed in the sunlight, proud and graceful. Little did she know, it was not a curse, it was a calling. One evening, as Nnedi fetched water, she heard voices in the wind. They weren't human voices but soft whispers that seemed to call her name. The air around her felt alive, and the stream rippled though there was no breeze. She turned, but no one was there. Only a gentle hum, like a drumbeat deep inside the earth, filled her ears. Her heart pounded as the water in her calabash began to glow faintly. That night, she couldn't sleep. The voices followed her dreams, whispering words she didn't understand. The chosen one, they said. The next morning was market day. Everyone gathered in Omu Square to sell yams, cloth, and beads. When Nnedi passed by, the women covered their mouths to hide their laughter. "Oh! Look at the giraffe girl," one shouted. Nnedi lowered her head, her long neck curving like a bow. She wished to disappear. Even her best friend, Chika, avoided her that day. Shame filled her chest like heavy rain. But as she left the market, an old blind woman stopped her. "Child," she said, "do not hide the gift the gods have given. The world mocks what it does not yet understand." That night, the drums in Omu beat louder than ever. The elders said the spirits of the forest were restless. Fires burned bright in every compound as people danced, trying to please the unseen. Nnedi stood outside her hut, watching the flames rise high. Suddenly, the same strange hum returned, wrapping around her like smoke. The earth trembled beneath her feet. And then she saw it, a figure made of light and mist stepping out of the darkness, its voice calm and deep. "Nnedi of Omu, the time has come." The spirit's eyes were like moonlight, glowing with ancient wisdom. "You have been chosen," it said, "to carry the voice of the ancestors. Your neck connects the earth and the heavens." Nnedi trembled. "Me? But I am only a girl they laugh at," she whispered. The spirit smiled, and the ground around her filled with soft blue light. "When the sun rises 3 times, it said, follow the call of the river. You will find what has been waiting for you." Then it vanished into mist, leaving the scent of rain behind. The next day, Nnedi told her mother what she saw. Mama Ifeoma's face turned pale. "The river spirits are powerful, my child. Many have gone to them and never returned." Fear filled Nnedi's heart. The world beyond the village was full of unknown things, wild animals, deep waters, and the unseen. What if the spirits were wrong? But deep inside, something stronger than fear began to grow, a quiet voice that said, "You were born for this." At dawn, Nnedi packed her small calabash, a piece of roasted yam, and her mother's woven cloth. Mama Ifeoma blessed her and said, "May the ancestors guide your steps." The forest was thick and alive with sound, chopping crickets, croaking frogs, and the whisper of trees. Nnedi's neck brushed the leaves above her, and the path seemed to open wherever she walked. By nightfall, she reached the riverbank. The water shimmered with light, just as the spirit said it would. As she knelt by the river, hundreds of eyes appeared beneath the surface, eyes that blinked softly, glowing like fireflies. They watched her, unblinking and silent. A voice rose from the water, smooth like silk. "Why have you come, child of Omu?" "I was called," Nnedi whispered, her knees shaking. The river laughed gently. "Then step in, and be not afraid." She took a deep breath and entered the glowing water. The moment she entered the river, the world changed. She found herself in a golden cave where the walls moved like waves. In the center stood a mirror made of stone and light. A voice said, "To carry the power of the ancestors, one must first face her truth." Nnedi looked into the mirror and saw not her reflection, but her fears, the laughter of villagers, her own tears, her desire to be ordinary. She fell to her knees, crying. "I am tired of hiding," she said. And when she looked up, her reflection smiled back at her, glowing brighter than the sun. When Nnedi opened her eyes, she stood once more on the riverbank. But something had changed, her long neck now shimmered with tiny marks of light, like sacred symbols. The river spirit appeared again. "You carry the connection between the seen and the unseen," it said. "Use it to heal, not to harm." She bowed low in gratitude. The journey home would begin, but the world she left would never see her the same way again. When Nnedi walked back into Omu, people stopped what they were doing. The glow around her neck made even the sun seem shy. Children who once mocked her now hid behind their mothers. Mama Ifioma wept and hugged her tight. "You've returned, my child. And the spirits have touched you," she said. The villagers whispered in awe. But one elder, Chief Okoro, frowned. "No child returns from the river unchanged without a price," he muttered. Chief Okoro gathered the council that night. "We must test this girl," he said. "The spirits are tricky. Not every light is from heaven." Some elders agreed, others feared offending the ancestors. Meanwhile, Nnedi sat by the fire, feeling the new strength in her heart. Her neck stretched upward like it was listening to the sky. The same wind that had called her before whispered again, "Do not fear them. Your proof will come." The next morning, a woman ran into the square, crying. Her baby was dying, his body weak, his breath shallow. No medicine had worked. Nnedi walked forward quietly. The elders watched, unsure. She placed her glowing hands on the child's chest and began to hum softly. The marks on her neck flickered. Moments later, the child opened his eyes and laughed. The crowd gasped, and the mother fell to her knees, thanking her. After that day, people no longer called her the giraffe girl. They called her Nnedi the bridge, the one who connected man and spirit. But not everyone was happy. Chief Okoro's pride burned. "Why should a girl have such power?" he spat. "The ancestors favored the wrong person." He began to plot a way to bring her down, not knowing that the spirits were always listening. Late one night, as Nnedi prayed by the river, she heard a hiss. A giant serpent slithered from the darkness, its eyes red as coals. "You should not have returned," it whispered. Nnedi's heart raced, but she stood tall. "If you are sent to scare me, you will fail," she said. Her neck glowed brighter, and the snake froze. With one calm breath, she sang the song the spirits had taught her. The serpent bowed its head and vanished into smoke. News of Nnedi's powers spread far. Some villagers brought gifts and praised her. Others called her cursed, saying she had tricked the gods. The chief's words spread faster than wind. "She has brought witchcraft among us," he said. Fear began to grow in Omio again. But the river's whisper returned to Nnedi. When truth is tested, the wise remain calm. Weeks later, the sky stopped raining. The land cracked, and the river thinned to a silver thread. People cried, "Nnedi, ask the spirits to save us." She knelt by the dry riverbed and sang. Her long neck stretched toward the clouds as the marks on her skin shimmered. The air grew cool, and thunder rumbled. Rain poured for 3 days and 3 nights. The fields drank, and the people rejoiced, except Chief Okoro, who grew darker with envy. One night, the chief's guards stormed Nnedi's home. "You are under the chief's command," they shouted. They accused her of stealing sacred beads from the shrine. The villagers were confused. "Nnedi would never," they cried. But the chief showed fake proof, a bag of beads he had planted himself. Nnedi said nothing. She looked at him with sad eyes and whispered, "The spirits see even in the dark." That night, the wind rose without warning. Trees bent, lightning flashed, and thunder rolled through Omio. The people ran for shelter. In the middle of the storm, a voice echoed from the sky, "Who dares accuse the chosen one of lies?" A bolt of light struck the chief's hut, setting it ablaze. When the storm ended, the rain stopped at once. In the ashes, the chief found himself face to face with the spirit he had denied. Chief Okoro fell to his knees before Nnedi and the people. "Forgive me," he cried. "I let jealousy blind my eyes. I see now that the spirits truly chose you." Nnedi lifted him gently. "It is not me who forgives, it is the ancestors. Learn from this, so Omio may know peace again." From that day, the chief served humbly, his heart cleansed by the storm. Nnedi began to travel to nearby villages. Everywhere she went, she healed the sick, brought rain to dry lands, and taught people to listen to the wind. Her story spread across rivers and mountains. Some called her a saint, others called her a myth. But Nnedi never sought fame, only balance. She carried her mother's cloth everywhere, remembering where she came from. On her last journey, Nnedi entered a forest no one dared to visit. The trees there whispered secrets of forgotten times. The air smelled like rain and fire. There, she found a stone circle with carvings like those on her neck. The spirit appeared again and said, "You have done well. The bridge is built." Nnedi bowed and smiled. "Then my journey is complete." That night, a great light rose from the forest, seen even from Omio. People ran out of their huts and watched as the sky shimmered like dawn. Mama Ifioma felt her heart swell. She knew what it meant, her daughter had returned to the spirits. The next morning, the forest floor was covered with white flowers shaped like tiny necks reaching for the sun. Years passed, and the story of Nnedi became a song sung by mothers to their daughters. They no longer mocked those who looked different. Beauty, they said, comes in the form the spirits choose. Girls in Omu began wearing long necklaces of beads in her honor. The once cursed name Long Neck became a symbol of strength. Even the river still glowed softly whenever her name was spoken. And so, generations later, the people of Omu still remember her, the girl who was shamed for her long neck but chosen for her pure heart. Her story teaches that what others laugh at may be the very thing that saves them. Every gift, no matter how strange, has a purpose. For those who listen to the spirits and trust their path, no mockery, no fear, no doubt can ever stop their destiny. And that, my friends, is how Nnedi, the girl they once shamed for her long neck, became the bridge between the spirits and her people. Her story reminds us that what makes us different may just be the reason the universe chose us. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Every week, we bring you more African folktales filled with mystery, wisdom, and heart. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next tale that might just change the way you see the world. Until next time, remember, the spirits are always listening, and every story has a lesson waiting to be heard.